Hello Chelsea fans. Welcome again to Chelsea HQ View for an amazing blog post about our beloved Chelsea FC. Chelsea vs Crystal Palace, everything you need to know about Sunday's big game. Picture this, it's Sunday afternoon, Stamford Bridge is buzzing with excitement, and our beloved Blues are about to kick off another Premier League season. But wait, are we ready for what's coming? With new faces in the squad, some key players on the treatment table, and Crystal Palace looking to spoil our party, this opening game has all the ingredients for a proper thriller. If you're wondering whether Chelsea can start the season with a bang or if we're heading into troubled waters, you've come to the right place. Let's dive deep into everything you need to know about this crucial fixture. The big picture, where do we stand right now? Chelsea fans, we've been through quite a journey this summer, haven't we? 1 minute we're celebrating our Club World Cup triumph, watching Cole Palmer and João Pedro tear apart Paris Saint-Germain in the final. The next minute, we're scratching our heads at another busy transfer window and wondering how all these new faces will fit together. But here's the thing, Sunday's game against Crystal Palace isn't just another match. It's our chance to show the Premier League that we mean business this season. After all the changes, all the new signings, and all the pre-season preparation, this is where it all starts to matter. So what can we expect? Well, let's be honest, there are more questions than answers right now. Will our new signings hit the ground running? Can we cope without some of our injured players? And most importantly, are we ready to compete with the best teams in the league? The injury situation, who's in and who's out? Let's start with the bad news first, shall we? We've got some players who won't be available for Sunday's game, and it's not exactly ideal timing. The biggest blow has to be Levi Colwill's injury. An ACL injury during training is every football fan's nightmare, and losing such a promising defender for an extended period is tough to take. Colwill has been one of our most consistent performers, and his absence will definitely be felt at the back. Then there's Romeo Lavia, who picked up what the club calls a small muscle problem during our Club World Cup win over Benfica. Now, we all know how these small injuries can sometimes turn into longer layoffs, so it's frustrating to see him sidelined when we need all hands on deck. Benoit Badiashile is also in the recovery process, which means our defensive options are looking a bit thin on the ground. But it's not all doom and gloom, is it? The good news is that Trevoh Chalobah looks set to be available. Remember that scare when he hobbled off against AC Milan in pre-season? Well, it turns out it wasn't as serious as we initially feared. Maresca has been pretty positive about Chalobah's chances of playing against his former club, which is exactly what we want to hear. And here's another boost, Wesley Fofana might be available too. After what feels like an eternity of injury problems, having Fofana back in contention would be massive for us. The French defender brings experience and quality that we've been missing. New faces, can our summer signings make an impact? Now, let's talk about the exciting stuff, our new signings. 8 new players have walked through the doors at Cobham this summer, and several of them could make their Premier League debuts on Sunday. João Pedro has already shown what he's capable of during our Club World Cup campaign. The Brazilian looked sharp and seems ready to lead the line for us. But here's the question, will Maresca start him ahead of Liam Delap, who's also been impressing in pre-season? Then we've got players like Jamie Gittins and Estevao, who are yet to feature in competitive action but could be thrown into the deep end. The Brazilian teenager Estevao, in particular, has been turning heads in training and might get his chance on the right flank. What about the midfield reinforcements? Dario Esugo and André Santos have joined the club, giving Maresca more options in the middle of the park. But will he stick with the tried and tested partnership of Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez? It seems likely, given their understanding and experience. The real puzzle is how all these new pieces fit together. Will we see a completely new-look Chelsea team, or will Maresca play it safe for the opening game? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, there's plenty of talent to choose from. Cole Palmer, our main man, steps up. If there's one player who's got Chelsea fans buzzing with excitement, it's Cole Palmer. The young Englishman has been in sensational form, and his performances in the Club World Cup showed exactly why we were so keen to bring him to Stamford Bridge. Palmer's versatility is what makes him so valuable. He can play as a number 10, dropping deep to create chances for his teammates. Or he can drift out to the right wing, using his pace and trickery to stretch the opposition defense. Either way, he's likely to be central to our game plan against Palace. But here's what's really impressive about Palmer, he seems to have adapted to the Chelsea way of playing so quickly. He understands when to take risks and when to keep things simple. He knows when to shoot and when to pass. These are the qualities that separate good players from great players. The question is, can he maintain this level of performance throughout a long Premier League season? The early signs are certainly encouraging, and if Palmer can stay fit and keep improving, he could be the key to our success this season. Crystal Palace, not to be taken lightly. Now, let's not forget about our opponents. Crystal Palace might not have the same resources as Chelsea, but they're definitely not a team to be underestimated. Oliver Glasner has built a solid side that knows how to compete against the big clubs. Palace had quite an eventful summer themselves. They won the FA Cup back in May, which was a massive achievement for them. They even managed to beat Liverpool on penalties to lift the Community Shield, so they'll be coming to Stamford Bridge with confidence. Their transfer business has been more restrained than ours, with goalkeeper Walter Benitez and fullback Borna Sosa being their main additions. But sometimes, continuity can be just as valuable as new signings. The key players to watch out for will be Eberechi Eze and Mark Guehi, both of whom stayed at the club despite speculation about moves elsewhere. Eze, in particular, has the ability to create something out of nothing, while Guehi brings defensive solidity. Palace will also be dealing with their own injury problems. Chadi Riyad and Sheikh Doucouré are still not ready to return, Eddie Nketiah has a thigh problem, and Daikai Kameda won't be available until the end of the month. This could work in our favor, but we can't rely on their absences to win us the game. Tactical battles, how will we line up? So, how do we think Maresca will set up the team for Sunday's game? Based on what we've seen in pre-season and the players available, we're likely looking at a 4-2-3-1 formation. In goal, Robert Sanchez seems to be the number one choice. The Spanish keeper has been solid in pre-season and appears to have won the battle for the starting spot. At the back, we'll probably see Reece James at right back. When fit, he's one of the best in the world in that position. Trevoh Chalobah and Dossin Adarabioyo could form the centre-back partnership, with Marc Cucurella getting the nod at left-back. The midfield duo of Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez seems like a safe bet. These two complement each other well, with Caicedo doing the dirty work and Fernandez providing the creativity. Up front, this is where it gets interesting. Palmer will almost certainly start, but where? If he plays as the number 10, we might see Pedro Neto and Jamie Gittins on the wings. If Palmer moves to the right wing, it opens up space for another attacking midfielder in the center. And up top? João Pedro seems to be the front-runner to lead the line, though Liam Delap will be pushing hard for a start after his impressive pre-season performances. What this game means for our season? Let's be realistic here, one game doesn't make or break a season. But Sunday's match against Crystal Palace could set the tone for what's to come. A good performance and 3 points would give everyone at the club a boost of confidence. It would show that all the summer changes are starting to come together. On the flip side, a poor result would raise questions about whether we're moving in the right direction. The pressure would start building, and doubts would creep in about the new signings and tactical approach. The truth is, this Chelsea team is still a work in progress. We've got talented players, but they need time to gel together. We've got a manager with good ideas, but he needs time to implement his system. The question is, will we get the patience we need if results don't come immediately? The fans' expectations, what do we really want? As Chelsea fans, what are we really hoping to see on Sunday? Sure, we all want 3 points, that goes without saying. But beyond the result, what would make us happy? First and foremost, we want to see progress. We want to see that the team is moving in the right direction, even if we're not the finished article yet. We want to see our new signings settling in and showing glimpses of their quality. We also want to see some of the old Chelsea fighting spirit. Remember those days when opponents were scared to come to Stamford Bridge? We want that atmosphere back. We want our team to show character and determination, especially when things get tough. And let's be honest, we want to be entertained. Football is supposed to be fun, and after some of the dull performances we've endured in recent seasons, we're hungry for excitement. We want to see attacking football, goals, and moments that get us off our seats. Looking ahead, what comes after Palace? Of course, Sunday's game is just the beginning. After Palace, we've got a long season ahead of us, with challenges coming thick and fast. The Premier League is more competitive than ever, and every team will be looking to take points off us. The key will be building momentum. If we can get off to a good start against Palace, it could give us the confidence to tackle the bigger challenges that lie ahead. But if we stumble early on, it could set us back and make everything else more difficult. One thing's for sure, this season is going to be a roller coaster. There will be ups and downs, moments of brilliance and periods of frustration. The question is, are we ready for the ride? The verdict, ready or not, here we go. So, are we ready for Crystal Palace on Sunday? The honest answer is that we're as ready as we can be given the circumstances. We've got talented players, some of whom are fit and available. We've got new signings who are eager to prove themselves. And we've got a manager who seems to know what he wants from his team. But we're also dealing with injuries to key players, and we're still figuring out how all the pieces fit together. It's going to take time for this Chelsea team to reach its full potential. What we can promise you is that Sunday's game will be fascinating to watch. Whether we win, lose, or draw, it's going to tell us a lot about where we stand right now and what we can expect in the months ahead. The players will give everything they've got. The fans will create an incredible atmosphere. And hopefully, we'll see the first signs of something special taking shape at Stamford Bridge. Come on Chelsea, let's make this season one to remember. The journey starts on Sunday, and we can't wait to see where it takes us.